All right, Blake, you guys are back into a state semifinal. You avenged an earlier loss to East Atchison. Just how's it feel?
It feels great. The team came out. We all played as one unit, and that's what we've been looking for all year. I mean, our team, my team's great.
They got the best of you guys in a shootout earlier this year. How much has that been sitting on your guys' mind since then?
Ever since that game, we've been thinking about this time, and we knew that it was going to take one unit to come out here and get it done, and that's what we did tonight.
The defense was super salty tonight. You guys were putting pressure on Jake all night. You had a couple of sacks. What were you seeing?
I wouldn't be able to get those sacks if it wasn't for my backers to be able to cover the pass as much as they did and as well as they did. So that's on them.
How much of an emphasis was there this week on being able to put pressure on them?
That was one of our main points, is to get them in their face and just keep working as a team to pound them down.
You guys now get to host a state semifinal. What's that mean to get to play in front of your home crowd with the chance to go back and repeat as state champions?
I mean, our fans are one of the best ones in the state. I mean, they're always here supporting us. -20, 60 degrees, 80 degrees, they're always there for us. So it's great to be at a home game again.
All right, TJ, you guys are back into a state semifinal. Just what's going through your mind right now?
I'm so excited. We've been preparing for this all summer, and we knew it was going to be a tough game coming into it, and we knew we're undefeated for a reason coming into this game, and we knew it was going to be a battle to the end, and it just feels amazing to come back to a state semifinal.
I'm sure it's got to feel pretty good to avenge one of your guys' 2 losses this year. How much had that been sitting on your guys' mind?
Oh, since the day we walked off this field last time, it's been on our mind. We were like, we're going to come back here, and we're going to take a dub on their field. And it was a tough battle. Props to them. They gave us a run for our money, and we fought back. That's all that matters.
Take us through your night. You were the go-to guy in short yardage situations like you've been all year. What was the secret?
My linemen, they are relentless. They got my back. I got their back, and I know that in tough situations, they got me in the end. And
heavy dose of run game tonight. Was that kind of the game plan going in?
That's usually a lot of our game plan. You know, we're a ground and pound team, and we like to stick to that, and that's what we're good at. So
next week against Appleton City, Drexel, you guys are going to get a host. What does that mean to host, and what's it going to take to get back to a state final?
A lot of preparation, a lot of focus, and I don't think home field advantage really matters. It's about preparing right and knowing what they're running and executing your game plan.
All right, Dylan George, big night for you, and you guys are back into a state semifinal. Just how do you describe tonight?
Well, we just had to make up for our mistakes last game playing them, and we just had to come together as a team. And once we did, we took over.
Was there anything from that first meeting that you guys took away that you felt like you were able to use tonight to your advantage?
Not really. We just made up for all of our mistakes. A lot of film, a lot of practice, hard work.
You were all over the place tonight. You had a couple of touchdown rushes. You had an interception. How do you describe tonight? What was the secret for you?
Well, I wasn't just doing it for me. I was doing it for the rest of us. We all needed this.
Tell me about that kick return. They kind of short kicked it. You picked it up, had to spin out of a couple tackles. Take us through that play.
Well, they just came off of a big touchdown, and we just felt like we were a little bit down, and I needed to up the team.
State champs last year. You guys have had 2 losses on the season, but how do you feel like the season has gone with the pressure of knowing you returned a lot of pieces back from a state championship team?
Well, like I said, mistakes. We have great coaches taking over and just making us practice harder, and when we do make mistakes, we got to practice on it. And like state last year, we had a whole bunch of other players, and we lost those, and we got other players to take their place.
Looking ahead to next week, you'll get to have a home game against Drexel. What's that mean to get to play in front of your home crowd again, and what's going to be the mindset going into that one?
This crowd, playing for them, it's just amazing. It's a feeling never feel before, and I'm getting pretty sad that it's getting close to the end of the year, and I'm just glad it's going to be a home game.
All right, Coach, they beat you guys earlier this season, but you guys get even with them and won the one that counts a little bit more, and you're moving on. Just what's it mean?
Yeah, it means a lot to our guys. They came out tonight and they played really hard. Credit to East Atchison, they're a good football team, and they came out tonight. They played hard as well, and they did a good job of doing some things offensively that we hadn't prepared for yet, and our guys just did a good job of responding to that and knowing what to do.
Defensively, you guys were able to dial up pressure all night. Was that kind of the game plan coming in?
Yeah, we knew that. We'd have to get some pressure on him. If he's a quarterback that if you give him time back there in the pocket, he can pick you apart. So we knew that we had to have some pressure on him, and there in the first half, it really showed with those interceptions that he threw. But our guys just did a good job of being in those positions to make those interceptions.
Big night from the run game as well. Just your thoughts on how you guys were able to move the ball?
That's been kind of our staple for a long time, is being able to run the ball. And then from that, we set up a play action pass, and as well as we were being able to run the ball tonight, we didn't need to throw the ball, and our guys did a great job up front getting our blocks and moving on from there.
Tell me about Dylan George tonight. All over the place. I think he had 3 rushing touchdowns, a kick return, interception. You had to like what you saw from him.
Oh, yeah, we talked to him all week about he's got to have a great game tonight. So he came out tonight and he played his heart out. We've known that he could do that from the beginning of the year, and he just did a good job tonight.
Looking ahead to next week, you guys will get a host Drexel in the state semifinal. I guess it's a twofold question. What's it mean to get to play another game in front of your home crowd, and what's it going to take to win next week?
First of all, playing in front of our home crowd, that's awesome. Our community is 100% behind us. We have one of the best communities around, and they do a great job of supporting us. And then, next week against Drexel, we're going to have to stop their run game. They have a great run game, and we're just going to have to stop that up front.